Right, let's see if there's any drop frames now. I mean, I'm not showing any gameplay today, but I don't want any weirdness with the internet because I'm kind of annoyed with it. Just going to very quickly do this. And do 5% dropped frame. God. Right. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not showing any gameplay today, so it doesn't matter at all. The main reason I wanted to do this thing is mainly because this turned up. I also wanted to try out a different format for updates because I wanted to do them a bit more casual than I usually do. The last few have been just me talking to a camera and just doing scripted stuff. This is just heat of the moment, I guess. One thing I want to update is the collection, because I've been doing collecting as I normally do. And I promise to try and keep up doing quarterlies. So anything that I pick up within the last 3 months, and that includes the following. I didn't pick these out. You could tell how prepared I was. This one. Come on. There we go. I've got a few Super Famicom games here that I picked up. In fact, all of these, barring this thing, which we'll get to in a minute, all came from the same seller. And let's start with these Super Famicom games, because these are going to be more interesting to open up. For the most part. Here we are with Kirby Triple Deluxe, or Hoshi no Kabi Super Deluxe. Yeah, it's Kirby. This is actually the first Kirby game that I've actually bought, so yeah, I'll play this at some point. And then again, I'll probably play at some point, but then again, probably won't. I don't know. Secret of Mana. I played this on iOS a few years back. I didn't like it, and I also don't really rate what I've heard of the soundtrack, to be honest, but apparently it's really good, and apparently it's actually a really good game, and all of that stuff. I'll try it out at some point once I understand the Japanese language, because Japanese. Speaking of Japanese, this is actually the most expensive item that I'll be showing on the channel up to this point. Well, actually no, the PS2 is more expensive than this, but this is the most expensive game that I'll be showing. Some of you probably won't even recognize it. It's Umihara Kawase. It's a little game where you grapple onto stuff with your fish hook, but it's also kind of like a bungee cord, so you're bouncing all over the place. It's a really odd game. You can get this on Steam, and the others as well. This is actually a first entry in a series. Would recommend giving it a look because it is actually quite fun. Oop. So, with that in mind, it doesn't look like there's any drop frames. Good. Let's take this to this. And while I'm at it, just mention something about the situation over here. I had well, the vaccine rollout in the UK is going reasonably well, I guess. A lot of people have had the jabs, me included. AstraZeneca, and having that for a day was fun. Because I don't really like needles, so I haven't really had a vaccine for... I don't even remember when the last time I had one was. It must have been 2002, 2003. And went in. It's super organised where I got it. And it was fun. Because the day I got it, my arm was starting to feel a little bit numb, but on the whole not too bad. Came home, did stuff, and then it got to past midnight. Starting to feel a touch feverish, but on the whole not too bad. And then came around 2 o'clock in the morning. It was getting pretty brutal. I was starting to get the shakes a little bit. So I went downstairs, got some paracetamol, just grabbed a box, came back upstairs with it and a drink of water. Had some of that, and my feet in particular were... they didn't know what temperature they were at. They couldn't tell if they were cold, they couldn't tell if they were hot. It felt like a cold burn. And the and just shivering and shaking in bed for about half an hour before the paracetamol kicked in. That was fun, and having an amount of sleep exhaustion, sleep deprivation for a day or two was hilarious. But on the whole, yeah, I feel fine. It was an experience, one that I'm glad to have shared with you. So, we're starting out with the big one, huh? Okay. Can you tell what it is yet? Probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever. GameCube. It's a GameCube, and yes, it's got the thing I was after. It's got the digital port. There we go. That's good. £45. This tray opens. Power button works. That's good. It's got all the stuff on the bottom, like the serial port. Well, serial ports, I guess. Yep, we're good there. And that's the high-speed port. Just realised probably couldn't even see half the crap that I was looking at. So yeah, that's all that accounted for. Yeah, looks good. A little bit scuffed up, but nothing that a little bit of isopropanol can't solve. Probably. But yeah, also, there's a reason why I'm looking for, why I was wanting that. If you're familiar with the GameCube, you'll probably recognise this port. And you'll probably recognise the sheer expense of the cables that fit it. Oh yeah, by the way, got this earlier today. Memory card. And I don't think this comes with much of anything. That's a little bit manky, but whatever. It probably just cola stains. And power brick. Let's see what we've got here. Is it double prong or triple prong? It's double prong, so this goes in the step down converter. This is a very light, very light power brick. Yep, little end on that. I can't even read that. But yeah, I don't need this in any event because I've got this. Right. But sorry, we'll put them together. And this is where all the other stuff comes in. Right. Look. What are you? Cardboard. That's basically it. Right. Oh, the stuff I do for fun. Right. Now, let's go through the stuff that we're... Now, kind of feel bad for one seller in particular because he asked what one of the games was in the Facebook group that I bought these in. In fact, I'll show this one first. Azumi. It's a manga adaptation to a video game. I've seen footage of the game. It doesn't look all that impressive, but I figured I'd get it because it's interesting in some way. It's an adaptation of a manga that I've been reading a little bit of, and of course, if I'm gonna go full samurai, may as well do it properly. Onimusha. 1, well, Warlords 2, 3. Because, you know, 20 quid for the whole lot, that's not too bad. 10 for this. GameCube, 45. And for the GameCube, the first game for it, Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Let's get this out of your little wrapper. God, it's unbelievably tiny, the GameCube boxes. It's a little bit tattered. Not in the best of condition, but yeah, there's sellotape. That's I mean, it functions as a manual. It's still readable, legible, and all of that stuff. It'll probably just disintegrate if you sneeze on it, but okay. Yeah, not a bad looking disc. Just needs a little bit of cleaning and all that. But yeah, that's not too bad. Not bad for £14. Could do a hell of a lot worse. And that, I think, is basically everything. it's. I guess I'm fortunate because I tend to buy from ones where they do it cheap, relatively speaking. I don't tend to buy many things at a time, just a handful of things, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's basically it. Yeah. In fact, let's have a look at these. Okay, so manual. Well, survey card. Doesn't. Well, that's weirdly laid out. But yeah, that's certainly packaged. So with that, do this one first. Right. Well, that's novel. Okay. It's actually one. Yeah, this is actually one of those that you read like that. That's unique. Yeah. Don't know how I'm going to display this in a review if I do one, but oh, now you're just breaking with your own code. Okay, thank you. Disk. Yep, that's about right. Yep. Not too shabby. Second game. Okay, now you're just going even weirder because you pulled it out and the spine is towards the spine. Normally the spine is towards the clasp. But I'm guessing, yeah, here we go. But this time you read it top to bottom. Yeah. Well, at least Capcom committed to the bit, I guess. What's this? Capcom Soft Internet Anketo. What is it? So it's just some sort of online registration thing. Brave for Capcom at that point. And the one with Jean Reno in it. Oh, what's this? Ah. It's a QR code for something. Enter King. I'm guessing that this must have been from a cheap used game or used something, whatever. Yeah, here we go. That's another one, but it's purple. And another manual where the spine is towards the spine of the box. It makes sense when I say it. Half committing to the bit here, they're just splitting it up differently. Yeah, that's about right. So yeah, come on. More or less immaculate. Well, little splodge of something there, but not much of anything to worry about. Yeah, I've actually never played any of the Onimusha games. I own Warlords, which I think is the first one, but I never played it for some reason. Don't know, I just never really bothered. But yeah, that's more or less it for this update, apart from the you're too expensive, you're 110 quid, you're not allowed to fall. So that basically covers it. The only thing that I really have to say is that the next Retro Import review should be coming out on Friday. I'm going to continue doing uploads at 6 o'clock GMT, not BST, which we are in now. If it'll be 6 o'clock GMT, 7 o'clock BST. Not complicating this at all, promise. So 7 o'clock in the UK. Yeah, some of the first game Resident Evil, but set in future Japan. Yeah, it's Capcom. It's of that vintage. It makes sense. So yeah. Next episode should be up on the Friday. 2 days time. Pretty much. Yeah, a little over 2 days time. And it's a good one. I've been working quite a bit on this. And for those who want, for those who care about captions, there will be captions from the start. And in fact, from here on, any Retro Import review episodes that get uploaded will have captions from the start. Not the automated ones that YouTube kind of provides, because it can sometimes be all funky. Having seen what it did with Zone of the Enders. The captions are done in Premiere from the script itself. I'll account for any variations on what I say, and the captions will be available from the start once the video is live and available for everyone. So I think that basically covers everything. I will be updating my website to include these and these on the collections page, which I will put in the description of this video once I've done. And there will also be my Twitter in the description as well. So with that in mind, I've been Daniel Learmouth.